Hey students, this is Black Witch S, and I've started making some videos in order to show some of you new students how to make a very simple voodoo doll and how to use it for, this time I'm going to teach you for a love spell. This is for your own personal spell where you want to bind the love between you and another person. So firstly, I just want to explain that I have already saged my area. I have drawn my light, my circle of protection, and I have fully purified all my equipment and myself. Now, just so you know the type of sage stick I use, it will be something like this. If you can't make your own sage sticks, then you can buy them. We buy them here from a place called Whole Foods, but I'm sure that you can pick them up anywhere else. It's always better if you can make them yourself. I use, when making love poppets such as this, I use my amethyst, my rose quartz, and I have a piece of amethyst sitting here. I have something from the elements, something like a plant. So I have, when I do my protection and I cast my circle, I have all the elements here with me. And I draw in my energy and my spirits, and so I can start my ritual. Anyway, this ritual is just about the poppets. So let's start. So in order to make wax poppets the way that I have been taught, I will show you a very simple way to do this. So firstly, what you can do is, this is just candle wax, and you can melt it to make sure it's soft, but otherwise, see how soft this is? It's really soft. It's easy to use. And the reason why I use this wax is because when I'm creating the doll, it's all about the intention, right? I'm making the little head. I'm thinking about the head of the person that I'm creating. When I'm creating the body, the next part of it, I'm creating the body of the person that I'm wanting to make. The reason why we use it, wax is because we want to be able to make a hole in the cavity in which to insert whatever it is that we need to make it as like the person as possible, as near to the person as possible. With this, until you've got a whole little body, you know, create some little arms, create some little legs, and so forth, right? I don't know if you can see that, but so forth, right? So I've done that. Here's one we prepared earlier. This is for a client, and when you ask me to do spells, everyone is a name and number. That's just in case anything happens or anyone sees this. I keep this really private as a black witch. Even my own name I never give out unless you have worked in my Coven. You won't know who I am. So these are my two little poppets for my people. Now what I'm doing with this is I have, if you can get some hair or some nails, or traditionally I will work with blood. I do a lot of sex magic as well. You can use juices or those type of parts, and you will put that in the cavity. But for now, what I have is I have the names written down in the date of birth and the country they're from on the scrolls, and I'm using pink because it's a love spell and it's a sweet little love spell. So I have some rope here. Right. Now, with the rope, what I'm going to be doing for this love spell is I'm going to divide it in half, and I'm going to create a knot directly in the middle, right? And as I tie the first knot, equal distance, I'm going to say the names of the person. I'm not going to say it because it's a video, right? I'm going to say names of both persons. So I'll say doll A for the male and doll B for the female, just for this video, okay? So I will say, let doll A and doll B be attracted to each other as these dolls are tied to each other, right? Then I'll tie the second knot about 2 centimeters to the right of the first. And in that I'll say, let the love between doll A and doll B be indestructible. I'll tie the third knot to the left of the first. And I'll say, let doll A and doll B are not going to part with one another, even if their passion will fade over time. I'll tie the next knot and I'll say, let the spirit of love keep the image of him in the heart of her and in the soul forever, as the image of her in the soul and him in the heart. Let faithfulness be their eternal companion for life. Doll A and doll B will live in love and happiness, and nothing on this earth can destroy their union. Now what I'll do is I'll place the dolls near to each other and, and wrap the doll with the knots around them. Right? Oh, let me just put poppets together properly. Okay, let it open. Now, if this was my own, I would be putting some of my own juices inside. As I said, I practice sex magic. Some of my own juices would be in this right now. And we can do another video on this. I'll roll up my first. While I'm doing this, I'd be really focusing on the power of intention. I'd be chanting the whole time my desire. I'm going to put that inside there. Now, as you can see, my dolls don't have eyes and all that sort of stuff. It's not necessary. I know who these dolls are. When you're making your doll, you know who that doll is, right? But if it makes you feel better, or you're younger and you want to see it all pretty, you do that. But I know who this is. Okay, same as this one. Like I said, I'm not going to do it on this video, but generally what I do is put some of my own blood inside. This is why I'm working with wax. This is fantastic. So could you imagine if you had, these are your own dolls and you're putting in some nail clippings, if it was a boyfriend or a man you want, you'd put in some of his hair. You're making this a real likeness. There's such power in that when you put the little things back together, right? Okay. Now, what you do is that you put them together, you tie the rope ends together, and what you do with these dolls, you put them under your bed for 7 nights. On the 7th day, the doll should be hidden in a secret place, or what I do is I have to burn the dolls. I make a sacrifice to the spirits of love, right? and they're my, the reason why I burn the dolls is because when I do my love spells, I'm doing this quite often for many people. So I can't have dolls sitting around everywhere. I know for some of my students, I keep their little containers if I'm doing spells, and I'll put special ingredients over them, and I'll bury them in my yard. So if I ever move houses, the next person that lives here is going to get a huge shock. But so what I would do is I'd have a ceremony for these on the next full moon. There's a lot more that can go into dolls and spells, but for the purposes of this, I just wanted you to see how I make a really simple doll, and as a black witch, see how I can make a nice little doll, and create a nice little doll spell to create love and join two people in love. This is a very strong spell, but it can be stronger with the power of intention and with putting juices into this.